Evening and welcome to a one-off special on a Monday of this show. As you can see, I'm not with my co-host Andreas. They're off, so I'm doing this solo for the first time in God knows how long. And I'm welcoming Ashley, the Aunt of Dragons. So before we dive in, please share the shit out of this. And yeah, let's crack on. I'll see you in about 30 seconds. Hello, Ashley.
What's up, Adam? You have to tell me who did your logo and send me their information because I want one made.
What, that video? That video, the logo in the corner.
Oh, what you made?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. I know we're having a bit of tech issues, guys, but it's all right.
Maybe I should turn off my Wi-Fi.
That's your choice.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello, Emma. Welcome. Hope you're well. Right. Tonight, as you can see in Ashley's name, the Aunt of Dragons. So we're going to be basically diving into how the Aunt of Dragons was born. So people's thinking, what the hell's going on here? Hello, Robert, all the way from Canada. So yes, we've got the world here tonight, so please share this all. So Ashley, give a little bit of a background of who you are and how you came round to doing what you're doing today.
I wish I had some big dramatic epic story, but it's in my point of view, it's pretty lame. You know, when social media, you and I are both old enough to remember when social media first came around. And at first I didn't really want one, but typical girl story, I met a guy and he's like, "What's your Facebook?" And I told him my name and I like rushed home and made a Facebook. And then when Instagram came around, I joined because that's what all the cool kids were doing. And if you're a nerd such as myself, I'm a massive Game of Thrones fan. I don't count the final season though. The final season doesn't exist in my mind. But I'm sure that you've noticed that the Aunt of Dragons is a play on the Mother of Dragons, Daenerys. So when I started Instagram, they asked, "What do you want your username to be?" And I said, the Mother of Dragons. That name was already taken. So I said, I'll just be the aunt. And that's everything else. Everything else has been accidental.
Absolutely, yeah, I do remember. Thanks for reminding me of my age, Ashley. Thank you very much. I thought I was still 21. But anyway. Hey, there's not much difference between your age and my age anyway.
No,
but anyway, there isn't. But yeah, I still remember even till today when I was actually first introduced, and it was actually sat in college, believe it or not, many years ago. I think we're talking about 2007, maybe 8 time, when one of my friends from school actually said, "Let's go on Facebook." Like, he was already on it, and I wasn't on it, and I'm like, okay, let's just give it a go. So he helped me sign up. So I'm like, oh, what's going on here? So, and ever since I've been on it, because I do remember beforehand, and this is obviously for the older generation, of course, is before Facebook, you had like MSN, you had basically, believe it or not, Bebo. I don't know if you remember that, but yeah, it was all of that. So it's all about that. But Yeah, now I get why you call yourself the Ant of Dragons here, but it's just. But it connects with your story, though, don't it? Which isn't lame, by the way. Your story's powerful.
You think so?
Of course. Every story is.
Yeah.
Every story's powerful. Like I was saying to my friend earlier over the phone, that we're all going to die one day. There's no doubt about that, because that's the circle of life. But our stories live on.
Yes, yes, exactly, exactly. Right. And it's kind of like, I was thinking to myself the other day, and forgive me if this sounds a bit cynical, but I was thinking to myself the other day how, like, your body may not be here, but you kind of really don't die.
I've heard
There's
that. I've heard that.
Yeah, like there's someone who remembers you, so you're still living in their memory, which sounds so like hipster and stuff like that, but I think that does matter. Like how I had such a terrible interaction with a human last week, and in a way I feel bad, because I'm like, I'm going to remember you as such a rude person, and I don't want to remember you like that. And why would you want to leave that memory on someone?
Yeah, that's what I always say. Because I've been asked many times, Adam, how do you want to be remembered? And I've always said, well, I want to be remembered as that guy that annoyed the hell out of people, but at the same time, gathered many stories together on a podcast online to end the stigma of mental illness and to manifest from mental illness to mental wellness. That's what I want to be remembered by.
Yeah, and you're definitely doing that. At least I think so.
Of course. Yeah, exactly. Just going off the comments. Yeah, I'm fine, Emma. I hope you're well. Robert, I remember I didn't want Facebook, but a cow worker got married and posted the reception pics on Facebook. Okay. Yeah, we just got comments coming through. So it's just about, like, who inspired you to, because obviously you said your name came from Game of Thrones. So which actor or actress inspired you to say, I want to be like her or him? Because obviously I know it's common sense when it comes to Mother of Dragons, but yes, you gotta have a favorite.
Actually, Ned Stark inspired me. Yeah.
All right. Okay, why?
I went through a phase in life, and I think that's kind of normal in your 20s, where you just hate your family. You know, like I don't want to go. I don't want to go to Thanksgiving. I don't want to go to Christmas. Like, screw you guys. You know, and I'm still slowly starting to accept their love and their acceptance, although we don't agree on a lot of things. And I think that Ned Stark, and I wish that spoilers, I mean, this show's like 20 years old, but I wish they hadn't have killed him off so soon. That way he could see how different his children were.
Right.
And meeting them where they are, you know? And I think that we're using the word acceptance too loosely. I think that we're using that word to be like, I'm allowed to behave in my worst behavior. You have to accept that. And it's like, no, I will accept, I will meet you where you are, but you have to do the same in return.
Absolutely. Yeah, it works both ways. And that's same with respect. People, because respect goes both ways, but sometimes people are demanding it on top. It's like, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, and I remember having conversations with you a while back, and when you was fed up with work, I remember now, and you were basically complaining how they were idiots, or shall I say that? I don't know.
I feel mean for saying that, but it's true though. It's it's so strange how, and I don't want to be one of those conspiracy theorists,
Mm.
but I feel like in a way, social media has kind of eliminated common sense.
I'd
Like,
say I've been called a conspiracy theorist many times with what I believe. And I wouldn't say it's common sense. I would say social media has actually eliminated reality.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because obviously we growing up, going back to that, there was no Facebook, there were no smartphones or smart tellies or Facebook or even YouTube, and there was not even Google either. Our education, our reality was out the freaking door.
yes, yes. Yeah, and it's so strange that it's called social media, but a lot of people don't know how to be social. And it always irritates me whenever I see people being like, "Oh, I'm out with friends, but I can't wait to go home and not be around people." And it's like, what?
Yeah,
That's
exactly, and that's as it is when it comes to yeah, Robert. I'll get to your comments in a minute because there is because it's like when people want to know if people are in, they either ring them or drop them a text. But when we were doing it, there were none of that. We actually went round to their house to find
knock
out
on the
if they're
door.
in.
Ask the parents, is Robert home? You know? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't knock on Robert's door because I'm like literally about, I think it's over 100 miles away.
Oh no.
So I have to do a lot of swimming and flying before I can get to him. But obviously, I'm going to your comment, Robert. As you may have noticed, I continue to suffer from excessive context disease. Now, there's the word in there. Now, obviously, I just hope you well. Now, obviously, I did bring this up last week on the show that there's that word suffer, and I believe nobody suffers. Nobody. This is just all an experience. What people it is, because we're never born with these labels like depression, anxiety, trauma, whatever. We weren't born with them. We've just been labelled with them, and we've let them take over our lives. It's now us to kick its ass. Now, I'm saying these days, after going through severe trauma, yeah, I live with it. I admit that. But these days, I'm saying, what trauma?
Yes.
What trauma? Because I've got control over it.
Am I allowed to ask you a question?
Go for it. It's a discussion.
Okay. So, you were very open and vocal when you're feeling down, right?
Of course. Yeah.
But also, you also still radiate very masculine energy. So it's not like you're like do they say cuck in the UK?
Cook? Yeah.
Yeah, like a pathetic male. Like it's like,
Oh yeah.
How do you do that? How do you marry being honest and vulnerable, but still being masculine and taking care of your family? How do you marry those two things?
I wouldn't say I'm being masculine because I'd say because I have shown a lot of dominance, not just dominance, but feminine as well. I admit that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's just because I used to let my mental health get the real better of me because I was constantly drinking caffeine, like fizzy drinks, eating shit. Not literally, by the way. I'm drinking like 6 to 8 cups of coffee a day. Like it could be latte, cappuccino, espresso, mocha, you name it. I was drinking it. And I had so many depressive episodes in my life. I wasn't sleeping. I was pulling all-nighters. I remember on one podcast, and this was a couple of years ago, I was on a podcast with going on Australia's network, and I had an espresso at 9 o'clock at night, evening. Did I sleep even a minute that night? No, I didn't. I was up all night. I pulled an all-nighter.
Wow.
Exactly. And now I've gone over a year without nothing caffeine. My body is caffeine free.
Wow.
Because I'm all herbal. Right now, I'm drinking a protein shake. So, yeah. It's all about getting rid of those toxins from your life.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. Like, I don't speak to my birth family anymore. I don't. And do I regret it? No, because I don't have time for regrets. Have I made mistakes in my life? Yes, I have. I think we all have. I've got skeletons. But to your question, I just get up and just live life. That's all it is. Just get up and live it. Cause it's not going to do for you. Because you've got two choices. When you wake up, as soon as you wake up, you've got two choices. You can either go back to sleep and dream your dreams, or you can get off your ass and actually go after them. You live your dream.
Yeah. You have no idea how badly I needed to hear that.
Really?
Yeah.
So, Adam, expect to tag in a post at some point today, then. But yeah, it's just. So, how are you coping these days?
I hate to sound cheesy, but did you ever read the book, The Fault in Our Stars, or see the film?
No.
So, they have a quote that they kind of coined where their way of saying I love you to each other is okay. And I think that I'm okay. I had a massive health scare recently where my body was so malnourished. I ended up in the hospital. I was in the hospital for a couple of days, and the doctors couldn't figure out. Oh, and I also had a seizure. Epilepsy runs in my family. And the doctors really couldn't pinpoint. They're like, you're a relatively healthy girl. Like, why are you here? You know? And I'm also a workaholic, which I'm sure that you already know that. So I'm infamous for skipping meals, not drinking water very often. I love fruit, especially fruit, but I've learned that there's a lot of sugars in fruit, so I need to balance that out. If I'm gonna eat a strawberry in the morning, I need to balance that out with something else, And like I said, I like to think that I'm a healthy person. I'm not one of those gym nuts, taking selfies in the gym, like get hard. Like, no, like I just want to live to see at least 60, so it was very startling for me. And I'm feeling better now. I'm feeling better physically, emotionally, I'm feeling better. And I'm just kind of in this phase where it's like, I don't want that to happen again, because I'm allowing people, these jobs, to stress me out when I don't need it. So right now, I would say that I'm okay.
The reason I'm smiling is because I was just listening because obviously, if people don't know, I'm currently studying advanced social psychology. So I'm literally studying how people behave, and obviously all about the communication. And what I've just picked up from what you've just said is you're a healthy lass. You're not a gym freak. You're neglecting yourself a little bit, but in reality, it's all about the reason you've had these episodes is because of underlying stress.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's because it's all about how you deal with it. And I always say this to my family as well: is if people annoy each other, that's reality. That's how world exists. And it's yes, people annoy you, but if you're responding to that, then you've made it your problem.
Yeah.
But if you ignore it and just carry on doing what you are set out to do in that day, that your purpose, ignore the negativity because they're just they ain't worth it. They don't value you. If you carry on living your life, they'll move on.
But you know what I'm having a hard time grappling with is
God.
why are people so neglectful of each other? Why is it that
Ego.
I don't care whether you eat or not. I don't care if you cross the street safely or not. Why is that?
Because I think it's what happened in their lives. Because I'm going to say it blunt because that's how I work and that's how I speak. Is we was all indoctrinated to behave like this. Like we was indoctrinated to develop these egos. Our parents were the same. Our grandparents were the same. It's all that vicious cycle of all this indoctrination. But it's time and time and time where you need to break that cycle. And this is what my kids are doing. I think that's absolutely brilliant because I was indoctrinated to believe everything's the answer. Like in the bottle of a beer bottle. Now I've gone God knows how long without a beer now. And I've now I've said this numerous times. We've all been taught by our ancestors always fall back on something. You will never, ever, ever catch me say to my kids, always fall back on something. You'll never.
Yes.
I always say to them, fall forwards. And there's a reason why you should fall forwards. And will you fall? Yes, you will. Will you fail in life? Yes, you will. But that doesn't make you a failure. That just means you have failed for the first time because it's a learning experience. Because that fail really means first attempt in learning. And your goal is in front of you, not behind you. Behind you is a lesson.
Yeah.
You learn from that. You learn from that. And your goal is there, but don't rush to your goal. Baby steps. Baby steps to it because you'll suddenly get there. And this is where adversity and resilience comes in because if you're so stuck in the past, how the hell are you going to gain that resilience? Because you're not. You're going to be stuck in adversity. Remember who you are now.
So are you like a cool dad or are you like a stern dad?
Well, to my kids, that is a great question. I would say I'm a blunt because I've said this to many people. I am not just a father to my kids. I'm also a coach. I'm a coach to my kids. I'm coaching my kids to live the best lives ever because I've now got them to realise, and I'm going to say this to absolutely everyone, you was born with a freaking voice box. Never, ever, ever be scared to use it. If you've got something to say it. That's why the system absolutely hates me. Because I use it.
Same. What you call it? I don't. It kind of is a segue because you made a post the other night, talking about the sound of freedom. And
do we have to get into that? Do we have to get into that? I did put a post about it. I did.
I haven't seen it yet. Emphasis on yet. But
I've seen the first 10 minutes of it.
Do you think that anyone else, if he wasn't a father, do you think he wouldn't have taken the job?
Well, I've not.
But you know the real life story because it is a real life story. He was a dad. Well, he is a dad, and then they asked him to do it, and he said yes. Do you think if it was a single 20-year-old fresh out of college guy, he'd be like, nah, I'd rather do something else?
How do I say this without getting this channel shut down?
Oh no, oh no.
How do I say this? No, I want to answer it. I really want to answer that. But I'm going to answer it the right way. I'm going to answer it the right way. Okay. I think what we have been taught is to ignore all the truth. Because I'm always questioning who exactly knows the truth these days.
Yeah.
Who knows the truth? Now, obviously, we have been brainwashed to believe things. Exactly as Robert says, they were not created to rule over us. Exactly.
Yeah, Robert.
The only person that is created to rule over us is ourselves. Not our parents, not our grandparents, not our friends, not our anyone. Us. We're created here for a reason.
Yeah.
And so live your life. That's all I say is ignore all the negativity. Obviously, take on negativity a little bit, because having that little bit of negativity is healthy. It's good. It's good for you.
But I can't imagine you get any negativity though.
I do get negativity.
What?
I do. Yeah,
wow.
I do.
And like, what are they hating on you? Like, what?
You wouldn't think, Ashley, that majority of my life I've been bullied.
No,
I have.
But you're so nice.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, I have been bullied. But now I don't let these. The reason nobody sees me sad or pissed off anymore is because I don't let it affect me.
Yeah. And
that's why people have moved on, because they're like, okay, it used to hit him personally, being called fat, being called ginger and all that, big old idiot. It used to affect him. Why isn't it affecting him anymore? Because I've not let it.
And it's so funny when you don't let it affect you, how it bothers them.
Exactly, because the thing is, all these name calling, all these attacks I'm having, I'm just using them as stepping stools into getting where I want to be in life. And this is why I say to people and say to the abusers and all these bullies I've had all my life is thank you. Because growing up, I was silenced. I didn't have a voice. I didn't have an identity. I've got them all. And that is because of the bullies and abusers. So they've made me who I want to be today. Yeah. Do I think I'm an absolutely amazing dad? No, I don't. I'm going to say it. I've fucked up as a dad many times. I admit I have. But now the kids won't leave me alone. Do I see that as a problem? No. Do I want to breathe on my own for a little bit? Yes, I do. But I wouldn't change it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've never been a parent, so I don't know, but I'm sure that I'm a headache to my mom a lot of times.
They probably think the same about you, love.
Oh
no! And you probably think the same about them.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's just live the best life you are. Oh, you're the fucking dragon, for fuck's sake. Just live it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you posting all over like Instagram and Facebook and all that. Just
have you joined Rumble yet?
What?
Rumble? Do they have that in the UK?
Rumble? What's Rumble?
It's a new social media platform. It's supposed to be
heard of it.
Yeah, okay, so I'm not gonna join it then. Are you gonna join? No, you do have a Twitter, don't you?
I'm permanently banned from Twitter. I'm not allowed on it.
I was thinking about rejoining Twitter, but I'm like,
what's the point?
3 is just too much. 3 is way
What?
too much.
Thread?
And it's just me. Like, I don't have a team like you do. It's just me.
Thread?
I've
Is
heard
it-
Thread is trash.
I've not been on it. And to be honest, I don't really want to go on it.
I don't want to either. I don't want to do anything else with Zuckerberg. Oh, I shouldn't say that out loud. No, he's great. Zuckerberg is great. He's
Well,
gonna beat up Elon Musk.
You are though, because you're on Facebook.
Yeah, I know. Unfortunately.
Anyway, so why are you not writing a book these days?
What, say it again?
Why are you not writing a book about your life?
Oh, because I'm a bad writer.
No, you're not. Come on, you've got that little diary with you. I always see you picking up that diary when you're on your video. There you go. You're writing your little notes in.
No, I really do need to compile everything. Because I wouldn't want it to be an actual book. I want to make it into a play or a film. I need to compile everything, but it's so much. And I really want to like hire like a high school student who'll work for like $20. And it's like, all you got to do is just copy and paste everything for me, you know? Because it's just so much. But no, I am trying to write a new play right now. And I don't, it's going to be a lot about my relationship with my mom.
Okay.
You were talking about childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Her and my aunts were heavily beaten as children, and they love to remind us about it all the time. They always say, "You're lucky we don't beat you the way your grandmother did." But
Well, yeah. Well, speaking of that, I'm gonna have to promote next week's show, and to be honest, I hope you tune into this one because at 9:00 p.m. UK, so I'll literally just be getting ready for it.
I'll be getting off work.
What's that?
I'll be getting off work, so I can definitely watch it.
Yeah, well, it's not next Monday. It's actually back on next Friday. So
Yeah,
9 p.m. What's that?
I get off work at 3 our time, my time.
So it'll be about 4 p.m. your time then.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 p.m. UK, we've got Victoria McCooey, who is a narcissistic divorce coach. And we're actually talking about, are you trapped in a narcissistic cycle? So this is for everyone that has actually escaped a narcissist, or they're still trapped in that cycle with a narcissist. We're going to be talking about it. And if you're trapped, we're going to show you tips of how to get out.
But as I was saying, I don't want to say that it's a bad thing because people make me feel like it's a bad thing. But my mom.
Let me judge that.
But my mom is the one who taught me how to be kind. And she still teaches me to be kind. And people always say to me, "You're too nice. You're too nice." Literally, my last job, they said to me, "I don't know if we can keep you because you're too nice." Verbatim.
That's their problem. That's their problem, not you.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't think that's a bad habit. I think that it's time that
It's not. It's not. You're not a bad person for that, Ash. You're not, because growing up, when you're growing up, you have to have that role model, and I didn't have a role model, but obviously the only people I could turn to was my narcissistic drug addict mother, and everything she did, I actually thought it was okay. I thought it was good behavior, and everyone's supposed to act like that, which I was wrong. But because obviously I was brainwashed to believe me being abused was my fault, me being put on child protection plan was my fault. Me being bullied was all my fault. But in reality, it's not. None of it's my fault. Do I forgive them? Yes, I do. Do I forgive myself? Yes, I do. Will I forget it? Probably not. But will I move on? I'm still doing it now.
Question. Speaking of everything is my fault, do you still heavily listen to Gary Vee?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. Don't shout at me.
Oh no! Because you know that's his thing. Everything is my fault. I bought the T-shirt and everything.
I need to start listening.
No.
No.
I stopped listening to him.
Okay. No, I listen to Les Brown. I listen to others as well.
Yeah, I do think that I do like the motto that everything is my fault, but I think that there's like a limit. There's a line, right?
Okay.
Where if someone got into a car accident right now, the old Ashley would be like, that was my fault. I caused the car accident just now as I see the cars pass by. You know, I think that there's a level of practicality. I do a 1,000,000% believe in accountability. 1,000,000%.
I want to pin that. I want to pin that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that is absolutely freaking bang on, Robert.
Yeah.
You don't need to quit a bad habit. You simply just replace it with a habit that serves you better.
Yeah. Exactly.
I freaking love that.
I like Robert. He's cool. You said
Robert
he's
is
from Canada?
awesome. But yeah, he's in Toronto.
Oh, excuse me. I like Canada. They're the nice people, aren't they?
Of course they are. But us here in rainy England, which is always
it raining
wet.
now, or is it hot?
Oh, it's raining. It's raining.
Really?
Yeah.
It's so funny. I was talking to my friend the other day, and they were like, "You hold people in the UK with such high regard, like they all live in like Downton Abbey." Do you guys all live in like castles?
We've got castles here, yeah.
But do you live in a castle?
No, I live in a house.
Okay. But like, do you have your like house, your horse-drawn carriage?
What?
You have a horse and a carriage, and a maid and a butler.
No,
Okay.
I don't have that. I wish I did.
Oh, I'm sorry about the Queen, by the way.
Let's not get into that.
Okay. Adam, you're so funny.
Let's not get into that.
You're so funny. I needed this laugh today.
I think you're trying to get me banned, love.
No,
Anyway, right now that's over. I'm gonna wrap things up. I'm gonna wrap things up. Yeah, so please tune in next Friday when the Andreas will be back. I will get Victoria McEwitt on to talk about narcissism. So yeah, look forward to seeing you next week, and please share the hell out of this. And she's gonna start calming down when she can. Right, I'll give you a ring on Facebook after this.
Adam, can I just say something before we sign out?
Of course.
I know we don't like talk every day. We can go like months without talking to each other, but I really do value you as a friend. And I mean, I hope that it's okay that I call you friend, because I do consider you a friend. Your honesty motivates me to be brave. And I think I need a lot of that. I need to learn how to be brave, and I need to learn I was born with a voice box, like you said, so I need to not be afraid to use it. So yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah. All right. Right. I'm going to wrap up and I'll see you later.